Let's get stuck into the first game. We kick off on Thursday night at the Sydney Cricket Ground for the Roosters and Dragons. The Roosters were hit with a late change. They were losing Jess Surgis with a hamstring injury late before the game last week. She rejoins the side, but Coach John Strange has said that the energy was lacking. They will need to find that in a hurry this week. What did you guys feel with that game, and what do you think they're going to change coming into this one?
Classic, a lot of the star factor, but missing the spark. Yeah. They've just got to find that spark this week. They've definitely got it. They've got to work together, and it's gonna be a good game to come back. They're going to want to win. They're going to want to come back fighting. So
I think that this week they're going to have to elevate. Last week the Raiders really stopped them in their course and stopped them from building momentum. Corbin Baxter, who was one of those outstanding players who scored 2 tries in her very first game, was really contained. So I'm going to be looking to see Corbin really involve herself and get the game going forward this week. Bridie Parker also, she usually gets some really solid runs, works together really well with Corbin, and we didn't get to see that in the Raiders game.
Okay, so we're looking forward to seeing that. I know over to the Dragons, you're both going to have a fair bit of insight on this one too. The new halves partnership that we're seeing with the Red V, they've really clicked. What do you make of it? How will they stand up against premiership favourites in the Roosters?
Well, from what I could see when we played them last week, Racine's really finding her flow. Tyler Nathan Wong is growing with each game. Like, obviously, this is her second game in the NRLW, her second game of rugby league completely. And I think that Tyler Nathan Wong is a person that knows how to master a game really well, or master any of her skills, and that's exactly what she's doing. So this being game 3, she's going to be outstanding.
And Zali, what about for you? Like, we're looking at that lineup at the moment that's on the screen. Who do you like, Tyler? You're a big fan of how she's.
She's I don't think we've seen just what she's going to bring to the table yet. She's building each week, so it's very exciting. But for Roosters, I think they just need to shut down Racine's kicking game. She's unbelievable kicker, and that can really change the game straight away if you get her kicking game out. Then
shut that down. Definitely shut that down.
All right, well, let's jump into the next game, and it's an all-Queensland affair and set to be a packed stadium in North Queensland as the Cowboys and Broncos go head-to-head for the first time on Saturday. To the Cowboys first, I mean, they notched up their first win of the season last week. Kira Dibb, she was one to watch. We already knew that going into this game.
Not surprising.
Add to that, this team is gelling. It looks so impressive already so far, well, not that far into the season.
Game 2, and I think it's been said that Kira and her new team is going to have to step up, and that's exactly what she did. She used her amazing skill set, which is kicking, and that was for field placement, but also sneaky little kicks over that try line for her wingers to chase. Those were absolutely outstanding. She is really moulding herself in amongst the team as a leader on and off the field, which is really great to see, especially for her and the challenges that she's gone through in her career so far. Out of Origin and into Origin, so it's a really good opportunity for her to take the lead in that space.
And Zali, there's some really exciting new talent in that side as well too. We've just stepped in as if
Autumn Rain coming down. I am excited to see what she has to go and do. I'll definitely be watching that game. Definitely.
All right, well, let's move on to the Broncos outfit. They're yet to notch up a win, which I kind of didn't think we were going to be saying at this time of the season. Coach Scotty Prince, he's going to be wanting the women to improve their stats last week. Hating to point it out, but 40 missed tackles, 69% completion rate. They're going to be looking to their veterans to really stand up. And we saw Ali Brickenshaw really pointing out some frustration last week. What is she like inside when it comes to that team sort of movement and trying to lift the game?
Yeah, it's unusual to see Ali fire up. She is one of those cool, calm, collected leaders and really good at steering the game. And also when you are behind, she's really good at bringing the game back. But we did see her fire up. I think that the Broncos are needing to find fire. That's something that's missing for them at the moment. Another really exciting thing that I am looking forward to see this weekend is Tony Hunt returning. So she's had her journey with cancer. I'm not quite sure how many years it's been, but this is her very first game back, so it's going to be a big milestone for her.
Yeah, and a nice emotional game for the side as well too. Would you pick who was going to stand up more so in this game?
I really think the Cowboys might take this. They've got that momentum going, that confidence. Broncos have taken a couple of knocks, and it's really hard to come back from that. But yeah.
But it's the rounds when they're so. We've got a short season. You've got to do this quick. It's got to be very reactional, doesn't it?
It does. I'm gonna go against that one. I think Broncos have it, especially knowing G and what she's going to be working with her team. Like she's going to get around and they're going to do a lot of debriefing, and I think they've got it this week.
Make some necessary changes. Yeah, right.
All right, well, let's jump into the next game. We head to the only standalone game of the Sharks and the Titans at PointsBet Stadium. Ladies, the Sharks suffered their first loss of the season, along with a few of injuries. Both their strikers, Jadis Taylor, Enna Tonegado, she's under a little bit of injury cloud as well too. A few other reshuffles. What do you make of this lineup? Both those girls are very capable of a lot of points in that back.
Yep.
Do you want to take this one, Zoe?
Yeah. A lot of the girls, a lot of good friends of mine. No, it's going to be a game of the backs, I think. Both teams have unbelievable backs. We've got Andy Robinson in fullback. We've got Ivania. They're going to be a massive, head-to-head game. We've got Tiana Penitani. So there's going to be a lot of aggression. Both teams have a lot to prove. So, I'm really excited to see what Cassie Staples does.
Yep.
She's been pulled back into the wing position. So, I think
how she goes. I also am really excited to see how Anessa Biddle goes.
Yep.
She's a unit.
Right.
So powerful.
Strong runs.
Also one of those players that I would say is in form.
Yep.
From the get-go, she's been showing up for every single game, every single run. I'm really loving how she's playing. Having Tale Holmes back.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had a little bit of time off with injury, so she's a slippery player. So when the tension is tight and there's a smallest difference in a game that's needed to be made, she's one of those players that just slithers on through. A very scary player to play against. But I really want to see how Andy Robinson kind of matches up in the game against Ivania. Yeah. That one's going to be really interesting. Andy's new to the role. I know that she was always going to be the backup if Jada was not able to play, but she hasn't really had that much time on the paddock, and you can see Ivania is also firing up.
Yeah, well, let's jump into the Titans now. Karen Murphy's side, a 2 from 2. They're going to be looking to make it a trifecta this weekend. Can it be done in the Shire, and where is this game won? I know you've just dropped a couple of names into that mix in terms of who's been in form. Ivania Polidi's been amazing at the back and a positional change as well.
Can they beat them? I think they've got it in them to beat them.
Yep.
They definitely do. Chapo's gone back on her home turf, so
she'll have something to prove there.
Yeah, she's going to love the crowd there. There's going to be a lot of girls that'll be backing Chapo, supporting her there too, and she knows that field like the palm of her hand. So it'll be exciting to see what she brings back to her hometown up against her old team.
That's a rivalry right there. And also, just looking at this team list here, we've still got our almost fresh playmakers. So we've got Shantae and Sienna in that halves pairing. I think that they did an outstanding job last week, so this is their second run or opportunity at that combination. They're only going to get a whole lot better, and Titans have come off a massive confidence game. So I think that they've got the momentum in the situation. Another player that's been absolutely outstanding is Jessica Alliston. Go forward in the team along with Shannon Mato. So yeah, I would tip Gold Coast Titans, even though it is a Sharks home ground game.
Riley Jogginson too.
Riley Jogginson also, let's throw her name out there.
And losing Hutter to Butler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
that's a big knock.
All right, well, that one's wrapped up, I think. Yeah. All right, well, the next game features the Eels and the Knights at Combank Stadium, and I have the perfect talent alongside me to dissect this game. It's a grand final rematch for two vastly different sides from the 2022 clash. Ladies, it's looking like the same lineup from last week for your side. Elsie Albert has been named in that extended side. How close is she? Where's she at? Without giving too much away.
Yeah, she's looking very close to playing. I'm very excited for Elsie.
She's looking good.
Yeah.
She's looking fit, fast, strong, and hungry.
Yeah, I was going to say she'd be chomping at the bit to get on that field.
Yeah, especially with how we've been going. She's definitely hungry to...
Wants to add her value, knows that she's a big loss to us on the sideline, so wants to be on the field there next to us.
Yeah. And how has the dynamic been? I mean, it's been a tough start to the season for the girls. What have you been working on mostly going into each game, and what's the sort of vibe and energy like at the moment?
Yeah, I think from the outset we were working on our connection, knowing that we had a lot of transitioning players in the team and then a lot of younger players having to step up. So connection and trust and safety was something that we were working on really hard in our pre-season, and I think it's really prevalent that there's something else that we need to be working on at the moment, and that is defence. So I touched on that before. That is going to be a focus for us. I've said it before as well, that when we have the ball in our hands and we are attacking, we're dangerous. It's just that we don't have it in our hands as much as we would like.
Two sides to a game.
Two sides to the game.
All right, let's have a look at the Knights at the moment. Gave away a 10-point lead against the Cowboys, and that was with a strong starting lineup. Hannah Southwell, she's expected to return from her ACL injury, where it's made her miss all of last season. How much will her experience bring to this side?
She's a returning captain.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what everybody needs, is their captain on the field. So I think she is going to infuse a whole lot of confidence. Hannah is a really aggressive player. And then we have Caitlin Johnson on the edge. We've got Yasmin Meeks on the edge. And then we slot Hannah Southwell into the middle. That is powerful, dangerous, scary. And exactly what we've been working on as the Eels. We need that to reflect on the field against those girls.
And this will be the first game for the sisters, won't it?
Yes, exactly. Family reunion.
Yeah, tick
Here we
that
go.
moment in history.
What about some of the Super League players? Do you know much about some of those girls that have come across in the competition? Because Georgia Roach is coming into this side.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how they're going to gel, Jess and Georgia. So I don't know, I haven't seen too much on her, but I have heard a lot. So
the rumours already spread.
There's a lot of hype.
Yeah.
I can't say that I have been able to find too much on her yet, but there is a reason why Caitlin's been moved to the bench and Georgia's been
their combination must be strong.
Definitely must be strong. A couple of other players that have been really outstanding in the team so far have been Simone Kapani. She is absolute go forward, and I know that her journey to football has been kind of a slow burn, and she is just absolutely knocking it out of the park at the moment. One of the understated players, I think, of that team. So it's good to see her going forward.
Perfect. All right, well, let's go to the final game, and it finds ourselves with the Raiders welcoming the ladder leaders in the West Tigers on Sunday afternoon. The Raiders performed a big upset against the Roosters last week. We've spoken about that a little bit earlier, but they're going to be running off confidence, an unchanged outfit, the benefits of a home game in front of an NRL doubleheader as well too. That is a dangerous formula, and especially when we take a look at this side now.
Yeah, that's dangerous. I mean, when Grace Kemp came on the field, oh my gosh, it was just like a Amazon that was untouchable. Like offloads everywhere, a damaging run. She had at least 4 girls hanging off her. It was as if she was absolutely unstoppable. So,
and I read that she's like 6'3".
Yeah.
I was like, what?
6'3", really good control of all of her limbs, and it's just scary to have someone that powerful, fit, fast and strong all together.
And they've got a good mix of that dynamic where there's a lot of grit about their side as well too, which we've seen in the first couple of weeks.
Yeah, you've got to have grit if you're training in Canberra for the season.
To start, to live, to play, to train.
Absolutely. And there's a couple of other outstanding players too. Sophie Hollyman. So I know that it's always a question of, is Semaima Taufa taking on too much in the middle? And I think that at the moment she's got 2 girls really stepping up with her, and that is
sharing the workload. Yeah,
sharing the workload. Sophie Hollyman is just the absolute workhorse. I see her in every single tackle, doing the 1%ers, finishing things that no one else wants to finish, dominating when it's really hard to turn over that energy and dominate. It's incredible. And Tamaya. I think it's Tamaya Kelly-Sines. She didn't get selected last year for the second round of NRLW, and she has come back with a point to prove.
We'd love to see that. Well, a team that is new to the competition as well too. We're heading over to have a look at the ladies at the top of the table, and it's Brett Camorley's West Tigers. They're also running with the same 17 who toppled the Sharks last week. That side's been so impressive so far in the competition.
It has.
They really have.
To watch them build over the last 3 weeks, I'm going to include the trial game.
Yeah.
So that was their starting point. Where they have got to is leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
It's incredible, and it just shows what a coach like Brett Camorley can do. Someone who's instilling belief, knows how footy goes. How that can change, like the professionalism, how that can take our female game to the next level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I give it both to the Raiders and the Tigers. They weren't exactly favourites of the competition, and here they are. They're both sticking it to everyone else, especially Tigers. They were meant to be sitting at the bottom, apparently, to everyone, and here
look
they
at
are.
them now.
Here they are.
It's the old sliding under the radar.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to be plenty more times across the season. Thank you so much,
Thanks
both for joining us today. We really appreciate it. Azali and Shani, good luck this weekend as well too.
Thank you.
All right, real highlights, unreal action. It's all about to get real in this NRLW Premiership season. Experience all the power on the field and passion in the stands as these growing rivalries become epic contests. NRLW Women's Telstra Premiership is back for 2023. Secure your seats now at nrl.com/tickets.